Hey there, so imagine you're pouring your heart and soul into writing content for your SEO content marketing, but somehow you're still not ranking high on Google. Now picture this, you embed a YouTube video into that piece of content, and bam, your keywords shoot up to the top 3 positions on Google. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it's not. Today we're going to deep dive on how YouTube is completely changing the game on how to rank for content inside of Google, and why it might be the missing piece in your SEO content strategy that can completely change the game. So let's get into it. Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about how content marketing is changing this ever-evolving AI landscape and what the future of content marketing actually looks like. So I have a statistic to share with you. 78% of people watch a YouTube video every single week, and then 55% of those people watch a YouTube video every single day. So it's clear to see that YouTube is becoming a juggernaut. It is the second largest search engine in the world. And I've got Matt Sechrest on here today to talk with me about this, about the future of content marketing and how that applies and how YouTube can actually be a huge part of that moving forward. So Matt, we've got you here. I just, thanks for coming on with me today. But we want to talk about YouTube and how it's going to be kind of the future of content marketing and SEO. And just to kind of set the stage, let's talk about content marketing in its current state right now. So content marketing, for the longest time has been primarily done through blogging, written content, refreshing of pages, putting out written things online for Google to rank. So primarily, in the past, you would do this through keyword research, volume numbers per month, right? You're kind of looking for that sweet spot of the keyword that you're targeting to get that traffic. But things have changed a little bit, right? Like now we have this thing called Google AI Overview, right? So AI Overview is scraping and has everything that Google has that they've indexed. And what it is doing is it's coming up with the answer to give people directly. So the good side to that is as a user, you get the answer very fast. The downside to that is as the marketer or the business that's trying to rank for this content, you're not getting that traffic like you used to. You're getting the impression. If you show up in the answer, you're still showing that impression inside of Google Search Console. So you have some visibility into, are we ranking well? Are we getting seen? But the traffic is kind of trending down across the board. Now, I don't want to, sound the red alert alarm or anything like that, or move us to DEFCON 5 because we're not there. But there is a lot of traffic to go around still. SEO is still a viable way to get impressions and traffic, right? There's just traditionally, there's not as much traffic as there used to be. So now we're talking about, with that trend kind of happening, how does YouTube play into that? So let's get your 2 cents on that, Matt. How do you think YouTube is going to play into content marketing moving forward?
Yeah, I think I know in our last video we talked about this a little bit too. SEO is changing a lot because of the AI overviews, the answer engine optimization is what they're calling it now, the AEO. Because in reality, what Google's doing is on that high funnel content, the informational type content, they're basically taking it, stealing it, and then just serving it up, and it's resulting in what they're calling no-click searches, where people get all the information they need from the AI overview rather than clicking through to your site. And traditionally, that's what your content could do for you. Is not only was it branding, building your organic profile, helping you rank for keywords, but you also could use it to get traffic, to get net new. And that's seemingly changing. It doesn't reduce the power of content to still build your organic profile, help you come up, in citations for the AI overview. And then also with people that are searching for specific services, those high transaction terms, like you have to have a solid base of SEO to be able to come up in those searches at all. But yes, the days of getting traffic, and we used to do that all the time, right? That was something we were really proud of, is getting all this net new traffic, where now you're getting impressions, you're getting citations, but the traffic has seemingly gone down. So kind of in this new environment, you can't rely alone on organic written content in the Google platform. These large language models are looking for, multiple resources across multiple mediums to be able to see who's an authority in the space. So that brings us to YouTube. YouTube is one of the places right now where seemingly AI cannot steal your content, right? Your face is on the content, or you've made an actual video. It's not stealing your video yet. And so it is one of the few places right now where SEO, kind of those strategic points of SEO that you were doing with written content can be transferred over to YouTube. And really the reason is because it's not as easy to do a YouTube video and content, right? You can use AI to create an article in 10 seconds. It doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean it's going to rank, but it's seemingly easy, right? Everyone thinks they can do it. But with a video, you don't run into that.
And
So that,
I think that's a really good point you make right there, right? Like it really is as simple as how much volume exists out there in the written content world versus how much volume exists out there in the video world. Like YouTube is massive. There are probably billions of videos that exist out there, but that still pales in comparison to how much written content Google has actually scraped and indexed in its, search engine, right? Like,
oh
and to
yeah.
your point, it's so anybody's a writer now, right? Like, it's so sad, right? Writing has no real value anymore today because everybody can use a tool now to be an expert writer that always writes grammatically correct. You don't have to really understand, the nuance of writing because you can even teach AI the style that you want to write in and it will do it decently well. But video is still hard, right? Like it takes time to get on here, like we're doing right now, set up your equipment, get a camera rolling, and create a video. For now, right? Like I'm sure AI will also
Yeah.
find a way to disrupt that even
But even
more.
even then, I would say, even to your point, I think you're right. But I would also clarify just that generic content, right? Generic content is so easy to make, and the AI can regurgitate that a billion times. So even with written content, there still is value in high quality content because again, that's hard to do because it's way easier just to go to the AI and say, spit me out this article, change two things. It's still grammatically correct, but it doesn't provide any real value. It doesn't bring any expertise or anything different to the conversation. So I think you can still stand out with written content, with high quality content, but it's not easy to do. And we're going to be talking about it a little bit later. One of the one of the ways you make content high quality is you add more levels to it. And one of those things is adding video. And we're going to talk about that in a minute too. So not only can video expand your reach, get you on a platform with a lot less competition than Google is with written words, but YouTube can also enhance other strategies you have, like even your LinkedIn profile, adding videos to your LinkedIn, right? And then adding videos to your blog posts on your website, adding videos to even your ad campaigns, right? Your ad creative. So I think it touches so many different parts of your content marketing, but also can be an avenue for net new on its own. I think that's why it's so powerful right now, because AI has seemingly kind of overtaken what written content used to do on that, but it hasn't done that for YouTube. And where YouTube is a higher barrier to entry potentially, that's where the opportunity is right now.
Yeah, and I think we did a recent test, and we've actually made another video about it, so you can go and watch that. But we did this where we took 5 blog posts that were performing decently well, just on their own, with the keywords that we have chosen and the content that was in the actual writing. And we created a special YouTube video for each one of those blog posts that went over the same subject matter that was in those posts. And then we embedded that YouTube video into each one of those posts. And the results on that were pretty great. I don't know if you want to just quickly summarize, what happened, but overall it was good, right? Like we saw the top 1 to 3 result keywords that we were ranking for in Google in some instances 5 times on some of those blog posts, right? Like we 5 times the number of keywords ranking in the top 3 just by adding a relevant YouTube video to the piece of content. So I don't know if you can speak a little bit to that, but I find that incredibly interesting, and it just shows the power of pairing YouTube with content to leverage both the YouTube algorithm and the search algorithm to show more real estate and to be able to increase the views that you're getting on those pieces.
Yeah, I mean you hit it. So with this test, we tried to control it by, it was already written content. already existing, and really the only change we made is we added the video. So we went, made the video, added the video, and then we just tracked a before and after of how many keywords it was ranking for, what Google Analytics traffic was coming into those pages before. And then I think we waited, and it was about 3 months is about the time period. We went and looked at it again to see those results. And yeah, it was almost double overall keywords. It was almost double keywords in the top three. I think it was 80 net new keywords in the top three. And then traffic nearly doubled as well. And what I love about this test is two things. Number one, we took already seemingly performing content on our website and just took it to the next level. You know, I talked about the quality metric on your written content. We added a video. It's another way to consume the same information that's in that post. And just adding the video alone nearly doubled all of our results. And the other thing that I love too is I know all the talk right now is about, you know, AIO killing written content, but we did just go check all this. We're still getting, you know, more clicks than we were 3 months ago based on the quality of the content. Now, I don't think that's going to be true across the board as, you know, AI overviews become more integrated and AI search becomes more of the way to search instead of seeing the 10 blue links. But I find that interesting, right? It kind of goes in the face of what, you know, all the doomsday sayers are saying right now about SEO, that it's totally dead and you move on. Well, we made a video, you know, we're taking advantage of opportunity in YouTube, adding it to the existing SEO that we did, and we're seeing a benefit on both sides. So
Well,
again,
and to
I
your
think,
point, right? Like it's evolved. You no longer can just completely rely on written content as your strategy, right? So this test really shows that leveraging the two largest search engines and the way that you content market on both of those, when you pair that together, you get an incredible result. I mean, that it's not a coincidence that all 5 blog posts that we did a test on saw massive gains, right? Like that basically shows that by in today's landscape, you need to pair YouTube with your content to maximize the results and maximize the amount of traffic that Google is now willing to give. So really, I mean, the biggest takeaway that I would give anybody from that test is you've got to start incorporating YouTube with the content that you really want to rank, right? That
yep.
really good content, that high volume content, you can make some really huge gains by leveraging YouTube, and you should. In today's world, you've got to. It's almost kind of a must.
Yeah, and I love the thing I love about that too. It's a safe place to start. We're going to go over kind of some of the other benefits of YouTube and where you can use it to expand your reach. But I love, you know, this idea of go find your best posts, and we can help you do that. That's something we do all the time is audit SEO content to find what content's performing for you. But find your best performing posts and future proof these bad boys. Go create video content for these guys that go over the same information. You're not having to reinvent the wheel. You already know that there's traffic coming in. There's demand for those terms. Make videos and future proof that content. And then number two.
So let's talk about real quick before you move on to that point. I think what you mean by future proofing is that not only are you going to get more gains, but you're also just expanding the reach, right? Because if Google for some reason decides not to show your content version of that or the written content version of that in their AIO, they might show the video. So it's still a win-win, right? You're just widening the net. They might read the piece or they might see the video, but if you only had one or the other, you've just halved your ability to be seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's one of them. The other one too with future proofing is just the raising the quality level of that piece of content, right? Like even if you're going to come up in citations in the Google AI overview, like somebody can use the AI now and just regurgitate what your written content already was. But now that you have a video embedded from your YouTube channel, you've increased the quality of that content to potentially stay still at the top of the AI overviews as it changes. But yes, the second huge one is that you're now gaining net new with YouTube. And we've seen that too. People now, you know, sign up for leads through YouTube. They found us on YouTube. They didn't find our written content first. And let me be clear, they may have found our YouTube video through a Google search, but they found our YouTube video, not our written piece of content. So now you're expanding your reach even within the Google search engine platform just by having a video. And I think that's the next thing that we will talk about is there's a way to game that system and use, gaming the system is the wrong way to put it, but to utilize kind of written content SEO strategy with your YouTube platform and kind of transfer that content marketing success over to YouTube videos, as well as with written content.
Yeah, so this part is really exciting, right? And I think that the testing that we've been doing over the last few months, we've made this comment that it feels like Google's broken right now in a good way, right? Like, and what we mean by that is with traditional content marketing, written content, you would use a platform like SEMrush, you would do keyword research, you'd find a keyword that has a lot of monthly search volume but has a low competition difficulty ratio. And the reason for that is if you pick a keyword that, has a high competition, which is typically a broader keyword, you're just never going to win it because there's just so many people that have done so much work. But here's the crazy thing about YouTube is that on YouTube, because we talked about this in the beginning, there's just less video content about certain things compared to written content. You can actually have a shot of winning a high KD keyword with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of views per month on Google by targeting a YouTube video at that keyword. And we have actually done that and seen it work. It kind of feels like this magic genie in a bottle right now that if you want to get leverage search, the search algorithm to push your YouTube video, that you can actually do that right now. So that's huge as a company in this landscape that just feels like AI is eating everything, but there are still these things that are highly rewarded right now. Google is putting an emphasis on YouTube. They are giving YouTube a ton of weight on that first page. And yeah, if there's a keyword that you can't win with written content or you've never been able to go after that before, guess what? You can do that with YouTube right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of crazy. And again, this probably won't last forever, right? There's kind of an intersecting of people realizing that YouTube can be a content marketing method instead of just an influencer platform, and kind of the changing of the SEO principles on traditional search engines like Google. So people are going to catch up, right? People are going to catch up and start making videos, but they haven't yet. We've been making videos even this last week going after those terms and seeing them rank within like the top 3 videos within 2 days. So yeah, there's massive opportunity to use YouTube as a content marketing platform to go after those terms that you have no business winning on your website with written content. So yeah, I think it's really exciting. I think it's a place you can take some shots, and I think you potentially can win some market share. I also think there's just value in going after the lower search volume terms that are just relevant to your business as well. Just do it through YouTube. Again, I think we talked about this on our last video too, but there's such a benefit to having a face to a name or name to a face, whatever, where instead of just seeing your company name, they see someone associated with it, giving expert advice on the topic, and now they trust you as an authority. It just moves them further down the funnel to make a purchase. So I think there's multiple benefits. Even if you don't go after the highest search volume keywords, go after your most important ones and make videos on those ones too, and you enhance your chances of getting someone to purchase.
Yeah, it really is a branding play as well as it's really strategy, right? Like if you were a YouTuber right now and you were just trying to grow your YouTube channel and your whole goal was just to get views and revenue off of those views, you can leverage Google search right now and win a ton of terms by just making videos about those specific keywords in a sense, right? Now, if you're not just a YouTuber, you can leverage YouTube to win lots of terms and get your branding out there and essentially skyrocket your impressions on both YouTube and Google search to help spread who you are. So you're kind of been given this golden opportunity right now where that barrier of entry, while it is higher to make a video than it is to do a written piece of content, is relatively low when it comes to competing for big words that you had no business ever winning before when Google was solely focused on written search content, right? Like for Google search, they used to just completely focus on written content and written content only, but that has changed, right? So real estate is really now what SEO is changing to be. That first page of Google, you need to have written content, you need to have video content, you need to have social content, and if you can afford it, you should be paying for ads because that's just going to take up more spots on that first page of Google. And now it's all about just being seen. The more you are seen across Google search, the better chances you have of being clicked on, because there is just a little bit less traffic to go around. But Google's telling us that traffic should be more qualified. So hopefully that's true. But the only way to get any share of that traffic is just to have more real estate on that first page.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it's going. It's less about this whole like organic versus paid ads. It's not really that separation line anymore. It's what do you need to do to get in front of people to make a purchase? Like that's the new digital marketing arena. And a part of that is going to be still optimizing your website. A part of that still is going to be putting out high quality content that offers something different that gets you mentions. And now part of it is just getting exposure in different places, when it comes to digital marketing, whether it's LinkedIn or ads or YouTube. But one thing I did want to point out that you had brought up when it comes to affiliate marketing. I know we work with a lot of people that do affiliate marketing that have been really concerned by the AI overview. And maybe there's a whole video here that we do on this in the near future because it is a big deal. Man, if you are an affiliate marketer, you need to move over to YouTube right now. If you're going to focus on content and content only, you are going to see your clicks drop massively. You're one of those people where Google doesn't care about your relationship anymore. And they're wanting to create a closed system where people come in, search, they never leave the search until they find the business they're going to purchase from. So that kind of pushes out the middleman, which is typically the affiliate marketer, when it comes to just written content alone. So I'm not saying you stop completely writing, written content, but I would put a huge focus on YouTube. I think YouTube is the new place for affiliate marketing, and it's always been there, but I think it is the primary place for affiliate marketing now because you can still be shown for those informational how-tos. People still want to watch somebody do the thing instead of read it. But if they're going to read it, AI overview is going to steal it and just give all the steps in their AI overview. So I would move to YouTube right now because I think there still is a market share there. Again, it's really easy for affiliate marketers to create written content at scale. It is not easy to do that on YouTube. So yeah, I do think if you're trying to monetize a channel, you can use these SEO hacks we just talked about. This is where keyword research comes back in. You can utilize the Google search platform to have your video shown instead of relying completely on YouTube algorithms. But if you're in affiliate marketing, man, you got to get on YouTube if you're not there already.
No, I'm with you. And that's just the perfect segue into YouTube is the future of content marketing, because if AIO is just going to give the answer, the chance of somebody actually clicking to go to your website to read that content are just going to continue to decline. But on YouTube, you don't get any value out of YouTube unless you sit and watch the video, right? So in a sense, you're replacing sitting there and reading your piece of content to sitting there and watching your video. So it really is true. I think YouTube is going to be the future of content marketing and how that works, because people are going to have to watch it. You're going to be on there. You're going to be building trust, rapport, all of those things. But you're also going to be, they have to sit there and watch it to get the information that you are giving. And that also speaks to, the 7-Eleven rule of marketing, right? So typically the 7-Eleven rule is that it takes people, they need to have 7 hours worth of interaction, looking or learning, what you have to say. And then they need 11 different touch points before they're willing to actually take an action. And that is one of the best things about YouTube is YouTube kind of takes care of all of that, right? Like to get those 7 hours, that's relatively easy to do if you have multiple videos on your channel or you have lots of videos out there explaining the things that you do with your products and services. And you're also increasing the touch points, right? Every time they watch a video or they look at your description and click something, you can just really accomplish all of that with video, whereas with written content, that was a little bit harder to do. And so I think that you can really kind of speed up people's journey down that sales funnel by using YouTube. And we've even seen that for ourselves. I mean, about a year ago, we pivoted hard to YouTube to do this exact thing. We've been doing content marketing on YouTube for the last year, and we've been rewarded with people filling out forms and signing up for SEO content audits and all of those things, because it's helping people to speed them up down that funnel of learning who we are and what we do.
Absolutely. And I think also that there's some other benefits like monetizing your channel. Like even if you're YouTube is for the content marketing of your main website. You can still make money off of people watching your good YouTube videos in the meantime, and that goes towards an ad budget or anything else you want to put it towards. So I think there's just a bunch of ancillary benefits for YouTube. So I think my takeaways, if I'm a business right now, I'm looking at starting a YouTube channel. If I haven't started one, let's get one started. There is a barrier to entry, but guess what? There's a lot of good information on how to start a YouTube channel to get going. And it's not that expensive, but it does take time and it does take practice. And I know that's something we've helped other people with as well, get started on YouTube, starting their own channels. But I would talk about getting a YouTube channel, get it set up. Number two, I think there's some really important ways to utilize YouTube. Number one, go to your existing content on your website that's already ranking. If you don't know what that is, again, you can come to us. We'll give you a free audit and show you exactly what those pages are. But start with those best pages and prove the model to your marketing team, your boss, whatever, right? You make videos for these best performing pages and see how it boosts that page and see how that video does online. We've had a lot of fun just tracking the data on those posts and a lot of them have been like how-to type content, right? It's been, these blogs are how to do this, how to build a landing page, that sort of thing. And it's been fun because, well, we're not seeing like virality per se, and it's probably due to the search volume of those terms not being incredibly high every month, but they're relevant. We've just kind of seen this nice, consistent trajectory upward with our graphs. And that's a great way to go. Even if that's all you do, do it. Future-proof that content and bring in additional leads through YouTube that you haven't before. And then the second thing I would do is use YouTube as your new content marketing engine. So do keyword research, the same sorts of keyword topics that you would have covered in a blog post. Rather than making the blog first, go after the video. And what's fun is you can go after these higher difficulty keywords that bring in potentially more volume. It just gives you an additional boost on what you can bring in. So yeah, you can start going after these more difficult keywords, use the same sort of keyword tactics that you would use to find keywords for blog posts, but now apply them to video and start winning those videos on Google searches. Those would be probably my immediate takeaways from a business. That's how I would implement them into your digital marketing strategy.
Thanks for tuning in today, and make sure that you hit like and subscribe and turn on notifications so that you'll be alerted when we put out more helpful content like this. And if you want to learn more about the YouTube test that we talked about, where we took 5 blog posts and tripled and even 5 times the number of keywords ranking the top 3 of Google by just creating and embedding a YouTube video, make sure that you watch this video where we go over that entire test in detail and show you how you can do the exact same thing to increase your own SEO results. So check out this video and I'll see you over there.